How do you react to having to do all the TV interviews? And it's kind of interesting, huh?
I mean, there's less glass being thrown, and people getting me attacking people, but it's pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Do these TV people, the Tennessee people, do they know about some of the antics on the show or not? Or they just kind of know you're a local and they wanted your take that way?
I hope they don't know about the antics on the show. That's a plus anytime someone doesn't know about it. But as long as I'm on camera, it's pretty good, I guess.
So let's get into the fight and Cole Miller in particular. I just talked to him about a half an hour ago, and he doesn't have a lot of respect for your game. I'll tell you some of the stuff he was saying, but I'm sure you've read some of it already.
Yeah, it's cool. It don't matter. It's whatever. I mean, we're going to fight anyway, so how much more angry can I get? It's not like we're going to avoid the fight.
Yeah.
It's like what I'm going to say, I'm going to kick his ass. We're fighting anyway, so who cares what he's saying? It's not going to scare me.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 6'1", 160 pounds with no muscle. How intimidating can he be?
Do you believe that he's actually not muscular enough to kind of fight at that division?
I mean, he's a small dude. It doesn't mean he's not technical or a good fighter, but I'm just saying, I mean, he's not intimidating. I mean, it'd be different if Vanderlei Silva was coming over there saying he was going to kick my ass and stuff. It's a little different, but, you know what I mean? It's whatever. I don't care.
He really goes to lengths to say that you are not technical, that literally you are the worst guy he's ever faced in UFC. Worse than anybody. He said Wang's better, and maybe Monster Lobster, Alan Barubi. That's what he said. He told me, technically, you are the worst guy he's faced in UFC.
If I'm worse than Andy Wang and Alan Barubi, damn, that's pretty bad.
I can't wait to be as bad as you.
God, that's pretty bad. What can I say? I must suck pretty bad then. It should be a pretty easy fight for him then. God. He already has it won before he even steps in there. It's crazy. I'm so intimidated.
So do you think in a weird way that people are buying into the antics almost too much, that they think you're just kind of a clown, and that because off of the show you didn't perform that well, you said you weren't in shape, do you think some guys are buying it too much, that they're overlooking you and they're just saying, hey, the only reason this guy is in because he's a personality and Dana White figures, hey, he's going to make some money off the guy?
Yeah, of course. I think a lot of people do that because how out of shape and stuff I was on the show, but I'm being underestimated, but it's good. You know what I mean? I have a feeling that maybe he didn't train as hard, or if he thinks it's going to be that easy a fight, he's going to be real surprised.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a positive thing.
You think he's trying to play mind games with you or mind games with himself?
I think he's trying to probably convince himself that I'm worse than what I am, because he probably watches my last couple fights and goes, shit, I hope he hasn't got any better, because I still suck.
Yeah.
And I have 30-some fights, so I think he's pretty scared that he's going to fight someone with way less experience and still get beat, and it's going to make him look like an even bigger nerd.
All right. How much better have you gotten? I mean, can you see it? How do you judge? Do you judge yourself, or you judge by the people you're with? Do they tell you you're getting better? How do you know you're getting better?
I just know. I mean, just the people I'm training with. When I first came out here and stuff, I had a lot of trouble, and as you've seen on the show, I had a lot of technical, aspects I was doing real bad. I dropped my hands. I had no footwork. I mean, I seen myself. I know where people are coming from, but I'm not the same fighter. I've improved a ton.
Yeah.
People are going to see. I mean, if you just tell by the Kaplan fight, I mean, I'm not saying he's the best quality opponent, but if you just look at the technical aspect, the way I was moving and striking and stuff, and I was never in a bad situation at all during the fight, and I just thought it was a pretty easy fight. I felt like I could have fought Cole. To be honest with you, I felt like I could have fought Cole on the show and beat him. And being out of shape.
You feel mentally you're different now? Maybe you got frustrated in the past, and it's a key in this fight to me. If you do get in a predicament, you do get on the ground, you're in a submission hold. Maybe in the past you would have flipped out and gotten pissed off and frustrated. Do you feel like you've gotten the training and you've gotten a little more patient and more composed?
The biggest thing, the reason, it wasn't that I was never mentally focused and stuff. It was just I was really out of shape, and I think that hurts you mentally when you're out of shape and you know that at some point within the first round or two you're going to gas out. It sort of hurts you mentally.
Right.
So it's almost like I gave up on myself before I even got tired, because I was expecting to get tired. But now I'm in real good shape. I mean, I can go in there and fight as hard as I can and know that I'm not going to get tired, so it'll help me mentally big time.
All right. Well, I know you've talked a lot about the show, and now that we're pretty far removed, your stance has been, hey, you know what, I did what I needed to do. I'm not really like that. Look where it's gotten me. So if I had to play the bad guy or the clown, so be it. So how do you react to people who are still pissed off about it?
I've never had someone personally come up to me and complain about it. I've actually had everyone think it was quite entertaining. They might be lying to me, but so what? I've never heard one thing negative except for on the internet, but 99% of the people on the internet are a bunch of keyboard warriors, and they'll never say it to your face, so it doesn't really bother me at all.
So, again, no one has ever walked up to him and actually said it?
No, not yet. And it's not like if they did, I'd get pissed and do anything to him. I'd probably be like, oh, it's cool.
Yes.
At least you went out of your way to come up and tell me that. So obviously you're pretty interested in watching me fight.
Yeah. So what was the reaction when you did the autograph signing? You were at the Arnold in Columbus. No one ever came up and said, hey, you shouldn't have done that. No one was negative at all.
No, not one person.
It's funny.
I think I did awesome right there. Everyone that came up to me was talking about how entertaining it was, and that previous to season 8, they didn't even watch the show until I went on there because it was boring. And a lot of the people that aren't the real hardcore MMA fans and stuff that get onto the show, it might not be the best avenue to turn an average person into an MMA fan. But in the long run, I think after they watch the show and get entertained, they'll turn into MMA fans and probably take the fights a little more serious. But I think someone just tuning in to watch the show don't really even care about the fights at first until they learn a little bit about the personalities.
Right.
And they want to see people fight.
It opens up the debate because we've heard a lot about this lately about class. And I don't know if you saw the video on the web with Nick Diaz where someone asked him about class and if he's bad for the sport. And he kind of just flipped out on him. He's like, enough with the class, all right? So what's your take on from that angle?
I think people should have some class to a certain extent, but a little trash talk and stuff never hurt anybody. The show's a little bit different from once you're off the show and stuff, you have to act a little different and stuff. When you're on the show, a lot of people are up and comers or new to the sport. They don't even know how to act most of the time. Back where they're from, small shows and stuff, they can probably get away with that stuff. But now in the UFC, you got so many people watching and stuff, and people looking up to you. You sort of have to act a little more class.
So did you feel pressure to actually have to apologize after the win? Because frankly, I don't know why you did it. I don't think you needed to. What's the difference? Because what happens generally, and this is with all athletes, that hey, I apologize, and the audience who wanted an apology says not accepted, not good enough, and that's what you got too.
It wasn't even towards the fans and stuff. I don't really care. I think they were entertained. Really, it was more towards Frank and the team and stuff, and a lot of people on the show. Because I don't really care about the people watching, it's people I knew. And, as I was on the show, I started knowing Frank and stuff, and I think he was disappointed. So it was actually directed towards him. I just wanted to do it on TV so he knows I was serious.
Yeah. So tell us, in closing, what do you think this event's going to be like? You're sort of a local. You're a Kentucky guy. We're here in Tennessee. First major fight here. I would assume the reaction's going to be pretty strong. There's got to be a lot of fight fans here.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's going to be the biggest fight night that the UFC's had so far. Definitely, especially the first event in Tennessee. And I know, being from Kentucky, when I fought in smaller shows, we had tons of fighters and stuff from Tennessee come up. All the time, just as many as there was in Kentucky. Yeah. But they didn't have no, avenue to fight down here in Tennessee, so they travel over there. So and now that it's sanctioned here in Tennessee, there's going to be tons of more smaller shows plus the UFC. And, being in the South, everyone likes fighting.
You got family and friends coming?
Yeah, tons. So yeah. I probably won't have as many boos this time. Might have a couple cheers in the stands, so it'll be pretty cool.
All right, now if I look out in that crowd and I see your group, I don't want to see them wearing furs and diamonds, because if this story comes unraveled, you're some, lived in a cul-de-sac. You're from 8 Mile, but you're what was his name, Papa Doc, and you went to a prep school. I don't want to find that out. No. So these people better look like goobers.
Most of them will. If it's part of my family, we all look pretty good, so I don't think they'll look bad. But when you start talking to them, you'll be like, "Yep, that's a Browning for sure." But I think you'll be able to tell the fans of mine, because half of them will probably be fighting if anything is bad said about me in the stands. Right. So it'll be a little bit more of a JUNIE Browning fan base here. So that's pretty cool.
Good deal. There you go, JUNIE Browning.